Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to continue with the group predictions as that's how we spend most of the first month of the year. But this reading, I would have just done babies, but I decided that since GFRIEND got together and they had a comeback together and everything, I was like, I guess it will be the right thing to do to just do all of GFRIEND. So this is the video for it. And in the description below, I will have the questions that were answered in this video plus the timestamps in case you want to jump around. And with all of that said, let's just jump into the current energy for the group. So how is GFRIEND doing right now? We have Strength upright. We love to see it. We have the Page of Pentacles upright, the Emperor upright as well, and the Queen of Wands upright. So it makes sense that, okay, usually when a group disbands and they're like, but we're gonna take stuff out together, I go, I grow very skeptical. But when GFRIEND ended up doing stuff together, I was like, I'm so glad. I kind of did miss them. Anyway, so all of these cards are very, very good for the whole group. So the Strength card upright, we love to see it, and specifically right now because I mentioned earlier in one of the previous videos that I uploaded, I was like, a lot of these groups this year have gotten Strength reversed. And I was wondering if it was maybe my energy or if all of the groups are going through a very rough time. But it's with GFRIEND that is not the case. Many of them feel very confident. They feel like they can do anything. Some of the signs that we have here is double Leo with Strength and the Queen of Wands. And then we have Aries with the Emperor, and we have Earth energy with the Page of Pentacles. So there is this sense of there's a lot of fire, but the fire that the group has is filled with passion and motivation, and many of them are very inspired to just do whatever it is that they want to do. They're filled with so much energy that everything that they do comes from a very genuine and sincere place. It comes from a place from their heart. It really, like, whatever they desire, they just go for it. But all of this energy is very grounded with this earth energy where they are thinking ahead, they're trying to see the bigger picture, and they're making sure that they stay organized and they have everything pretty well planned out. So they're making sure that they're not being reckless with their impulsiveness, which that's the fire energy. Anyway, going back. So the Strength card shows that right now the group feels like they have the courage to do anything, that they have all the skills and the power to make anything happen. They feel very inspired and motivated to do anything that they want. The Strength card shows that not only do they have the courage to enter the unknown and try new things, but it also feels like they have the strength to move forward because they feel supported. They feel like they have good allies, or they feel that they are well put together. So that makes me think that the group feels like they can rely on each other, and it also feels like they feel supported. Like they feel that there's people out there waiting for them and wanting the best for them, and that they have their best interest at heart. Also, the Strength energy makes me think that many of them feel like if they ever encounter a problem, it doesn't matter how big it is or how challenging it could be, they will be able to manage through with the power of friendship, or the words that came through, which I think that's kind of funny, but and a bit cheesy, but I think it's very fitting to GFRIEND at the moment. Now with the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles talks about a new beginning because it's a page, and it is kind of like planting the seed for a future plan or a future idea. And Pentacles energy could talk about career, health, and finances. Now the way that this energy translates to the group is that right now the group is trying something new, and I think that new thing that they're trying is coming back together. And I think they're figuring out how they feel about it, how did it work, how challenging was it, how hard was it to make it all happen. And it seems like if everything works out well, we might see more comebacks with the group. Now, of course, start seeing this as how it usually is for older groups. So when everyone starts doing their solo stuff, their subunits, their individual schedules, and how often you may see them as a group. So I'm not saying that GFRIEND's going to all of a sudden get together and be GFRIEND, as much as I'm saying that they might try to attempt doing stuff as a group because now they're experiencing and figuring out how, like, the ropes, like they're figuring out how to schedule everything, how to plan everything out, and I think they're getting an idea of like what works for the group and what doesn't work. and also getting an idea of how challenging and difficult something like this can be, since they're all in different companies and since all of them have different aspirations and things that they want to work on individually. So I do feel that they're organizing themselves, they're figuring things out, they're getting an idea of something that they want to do, maybe a future project, or maybe a future where they're trying to figure out like the best schedule or the best way to process something that they want. But yeah, this Page of Pentacles just shows that right now the group feels this very new energy that they see has a lot of potential for a bright future. I'm just not too sure in what aspect that could be. Now we have the Emperor. So the Emperor could talk about leadership. It talks about stability since the number 4, which kind of goes hand in hand with this Earth energy. And the Emperor is also talking about someone that knows when to take action. I usually see the Emperor as someone that is able to take a step back and kind of like look at the situation that they're in and they take action when they feel it's necessary. Even though it's Aries energy, and many people talk about like the recklessness and impulsiveness that Aries has, and maybe even the immaturity and the selfish energy that Aries could have. To me, the Emperor does talk about more of like this very mature Aries energy. One that is able to follow their impulses, their passion, someone that is very genuine and very sincere, but also it is the energy of someone that knows when to take action, when to act on those impulses, when to put themselves first and prioritize themselves, and when to look out for others. So this Emperor energy just shows that right now all of GFRIEND is able to provide for themselves, and they're in such a good place individually that they're able to look out for the group. I guess the best way that I can describe this energy as well is like, since many of them have figured out what they want and who they are, they have figured out how to work as a group as well, because they know what they can negotiate about and what things they will prioritize. I talked about this with another group, and the energy that came out through there was the whole idea of like, since they know how they work as individuals, they know what to prioritize for themselves and what they have like the wiggle room to kind of meet someone else halfway, or kind of like, okay, if I want this thing to happen, then I'm willing to kind of negotiate on this other area. And that's why with GFRIEND, I think things are working out, because many of them know their place and they know what they want and how they work. So it's easier to work with the rest of the group because they can just say, this is what I want, this is what I'm expecting, this is what I'm looking for. And then that's when they start negotiating with everyone's interest in mind. So no one is above anybody else. Everyone's an equal in that sense. Next, we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands talks about someone that is very charming. It's Leo energy, and it talks about someone that is very charming, someone that is very happy, energetic, someone that is very passionate, someone that is very attractive, and someone that could even be connected to the creative aspects of life. So sometimes the Queen of Wands is shown playing music. Like, I've seen some decks where I can only think of one right now, and I'll show you guys an image of that one if Eder or me doesn't get lazy. And the Queen of Wands here just shows that the group feels very confident because they are in their element. So they're in the music industry and they all feel pretty good about it. This Queen of Wands also shows that many of them feel very positive and very energetic because of that positivity that they're surrounding themselves with. I'm seeing like the sunflowers here, and that makes me think of someone that is filled with vitality, filled with life, filled with energy, and all of that positivity that they're kind of like bringing into themselves just shines through with the work that they do and the way that they express themselves. So this Queen of Wands just shows that since the group is working from a very genuine place, it makes everything else seem effortless. It makes everything flow through a lot easier than it would have if they were forcing themselves to complete something. So what I mean by this is that since the group genuinely wants to work together and take something out as a group, that's why everything is working out well for them, because they are all that's why even if they encounter a problem, as we saw earlier with the Strength card, they feel like everything's going to be okay because the group is in a very good place and they're coming with a very clean, positive energy that makes it easier to overcome any obstacle that they will naturally just encounter, because that's just how life works. And it would just make it easier because they don't see it as, oh no, another problem we have to encounter. And it's more like, well, this is the stuff that we have to do. So they see it more, instead of seeing it like a burden or something overwhelming that they have to just deal with, they just see it as just part of the course. Like, of course, something like this could happen, so let's just solve the issue rather than make a big deal out of it. And that is the energy that just makes it easier to work as a group, and it just makes it easier to go through this journey together. Now let's go on to the next question, which is the group predictions. So what's in store for GFRIEND this 2025? We have New Moon in Libra with a new romantic cycle begins. So the skills makes me think that there will be justice for the group. Even though it talks about romance here, Libra is just connected to partnerships and relationships in general. So this makes me think that this year, the group, some of them could start dating and showing it off to the public. That could be a thing. I'm not really too sure where GFRIEND is with all the dating stuff, so I don't know how aware buddies are on their romantic relationships. But I do feel that maybe something may come out this year. I don't think it's going to be anything negative. It's just going to be like, okay, well, that happened. But if we don't talk about romance, this year, networking is going to be very important for the group. Creating strong bonds with pairs. That's kind of what I'm getting. So that makes me think of like having very clear communication and understanding of one-on-one talks, one-on-one relationships. So whatever relationship, whatever bridge the group wants to maintain, it will take time and effort to maintain it, and they may have to be, I don't think they have to necessarily be selective, but they do have to pay very close attention when they are dialoguing with someone. I guess the important thing is to maintain a good network, good social circles, and this new beginning, because it's a new moon, shows that they are starting in this new venture where creating pretty well established relationships with individuals could really help them. I think that it is like how it works for everyone all the time, but for GFRIEND, it seems like this year that will be super, super important, especially if they want to maintain the group dynamic as GFRIEND. But if not, individually, I think each member will benefit a lot from paying attention to their relationships, regardless if it's romantic or not. So friendships, co-workers, even the relationship with themselves, or relationship with their environment, anything that they can personally connect to and that they personally want to maintain or take care of or kind of look out for, then that's something that they should probably put a lot of energy into and put a lot more of attention and kind of prioritize nourishing and treasuring those relationships and those connections. But yeah, it's something about justice and balance. So maintaining harmony and balance within the relationships. And with justice, it just makes me feel something about karma. So there's this sense of like, if they help someone out, they will get rewarded for that. Or if they're connecting to someone that could eventually help them in the future when they need it. So that makes me think that if the group ever goes through a tough time, their connections will be the best way to ground them, or the best way to kind of bring them back up from that problem or from that encounter that they may have had. Now with that said, let's jump into the individual readings. So I'll go in each order, and I will start with someone. So what's in store for someone's career this 2025? We have Fate. So you know what, that card just makes me think that maybe a lot of people that are making predictions on her, maybe a lot of those things are very true. Fate makes me think that this year maybe she is kind of locked in a certain path. So I don't know how aware she is of this, and I don't know how much of a say she had in this fated or destined journey that she's in. But what I mean here is that she may be locked in a certain path. So it's like, if anyone makes a prediction reading for someone, many people are going to say very similar things, or many people are going to get right what it is that they're saying about her. And I think that's because it's very like solid set on stone, this is what's going to happen for her this year. I don't necessarily know what that could be. But it definitely feels like that a lot of people are going to kind of like, if someone connects to someone to do a reading for her, a lot of people are going to kind of connect to a very specific moment in her life. I don't know if it's a warning. I guess warning has a connotation of something to be concerned about, but I don't know if it's kind of like a sign or like a symbol or a kind of like a heads up of like, you should look at this for her. But I do feel that everyone's connecting to something, but that something is something whatever energy people connect to when they are reading for her is something super established and super set in stone, and that's why it's very clear. Now, I say that without really knowing what that could be. I don't know. I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter energy. I don't know, maybe something about expanding, something, maybe going to university or some sort of higher knowledge, maybe specializing in a certain field for someone. Because I got the Wheel of Fortune in my head, and I think it's because I'm seeing this fate. I'm seeing, what is it called, the cards as like a Russian roulette of sorts. It's like you don't know what's on the other side of the card, so it's a little bit of mystery here and there. But I don't know, with the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune does talk about fate and destiny as well, but I'm seeing it kind of like with that Jupiter energy, something about expanding her knowledge, maybe specializing on something. So maybe she could go back to school for it, or not necessarily. But if we're talking about fate here, maybe if someone does a reading on her astrological this one just jumped out on her astrological card, maybe we'll get more information on what's going on there. And then we have robbery. Something about being robbed of an opportunity that she thought was hers. And it will be unexpected. Who knows, maybe we can take this literally, and maybe she goes through an experience where someone robs her house. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope she stays safe and everything. But if we don't take this literally and see it more of a metaphor, then maybe it is destined for her to go through a situation where she feels like she lost an opportunity. But as always, whatever opportunity she feels like she lost, or whichever opportunity she feels like just kind of escaped her, I do feel that there is something greater out there for her, and there was a reason why that happened. Especially because we got earlier with the group reading something about justice. So I do feel that at the moment when something doesn't go her way, it was actually destined for that to happen in order to make room for something else that is meant for her as well. So all I'm saying is that there might be a specific incident where something doesn't go as planned to her, but in the destined journey this year, it was totally planned. We all saw it coming. We all knew it was going to happen. Anyway, next person. So let's see what's in store for Yetin's career this 2025. We have Daydream. So this year, it seems like she's going to be visualizing her future, planning for the future. Daydream makes me think of someone that is thinking of their vacation. So even though she's working, she might be thinking of her next break, the next time she's going to rest, or she's going to be planning her vacation or planning a journey for herself. One that she visualizes, like, this is what I imagine when I think of happiness, or this is what I imagine when I think of a relaxing time. The Daydream card also makes me think that she's going to stay very positive while working, because she's always thinking of the future that makes her the happiest, and she's trying to stay optimistic and positive. The other thing that I'm getting as well is that something about manifesting the future and connecting to her abundance by visualizing her ideal situation or her ideal lifestyle. There's this sense of like, for Jenny's career, everything's gonna go very, very well for her because she's visualizing the future that she wants, and part of that is, of course, her career. So it's going to do very well because she's manifesting her abundance. And if not, the other thing that I'm getting as well is that while she's working, she's able to work very peacefully and very graciously were the words that came up. So she's doing like she's going to be able to work pretty well and like not stress while she's working because she's always thinking about the future and how things are gonna work out well for her. Like she's going to be thinking like if there's a problem that she encounters at the moment, she's going to be like, this is just a temporary thing. I'll overcome it and I'll be fine. So she doesn't get discouraged, but the word that I got was withered. Like when you have a plant that is drying up or dying. But anyway, so she's not going to be deteriorated if she ever encounters a problem. Now let's go to the next person, which is Unha, and figure out what's in store for Unha's career this 2025. We have profession, booked and busy were the words that came up. We have justice and pride. So for Unha this 2025, the profession card just makes me think of someone that's doing a lot of things at once. So she's going to have a lot of things that she's working on, a lot of projects that she's doing. Maybe her schedule is going to be very busy because she's doing a lot of things. Now, also with the profession, I do feel that it's either she's doing a lot within one industry or she's doing a bunch of different things in different industries. So what I mean is like even though she's in the music industry, she could be like taking music, going to variety shows, going to fashion shows, or going to other programs to promote what she's doing. So that's why I mean like it's all within the entertainment industry, but they're all slightly different areas that need a different set of skills and also a different mindset. That's why I do feel that this profession card is just kind of talking about someone that is maybe doing a bunch of different things, or someone that is has a very packed schedule, so they're doing a bunch of things within different areas or within the same industry or the same area. Now the justice card makes me think that like if you look at this card, all of the people are kind of like looking forward. So that makes me think that Unha this 2025 is in the energy of like just pushing forward. Whatever path or goal she has is like laser focused, bulldozing her way through success or bulldozing her way through the work that has to get done. And that justice card makes me think of maybe there's a lot of legal proceedings that have to go through with it. So I'm getting like copyrighted stuff or maybe patents or patents. How do you say that word, or something along the lines of like maybe there's a lot of paperwork that has to get done. If it's not actual legal stuff, then it's a lot of planning that has to get approved, or maybe a lot of paperwork that has to get done. So this year maybe she's working on something that requires a lot of planning that needs to be put on paper, or maybe a lot of legal things that have to go through for something to happen. I'm wondering if maybe this has something to do with like a solo. I don't know if it's like a solo project that she really cares about, or if maybe Unha's gonna have like a solo artist something. Like she's gonna have her solo or something, and that's why it requires a lot of planning and a lot of like legal proceedings to make sure everything is in order. Now, with a pride energy, it feels like this year as well, she's going to be very proud of this project she's working on that will require a lot of work and a lot of planning. It has a lot of her energy because of all the attention and work she put into it, and therefore when it comes out, she's going to be very proud of all the effort that she put and how it is accumulating into something, or it's flourishing into something tangible and something that she can actually show off. So this year, even if she doesn't complete the project that she's working on, she will have enough of something tangible or something a bit more concrete that she will be able to share with the public and be like, this is what I'm working on, or this is what I've been working on. So the difference here is like either she already completes it, so she just shows it off, or she's in the process of, but it's a bit more of a solid plan or idea. So she's able to kind of give hints and spoilers here and there to show off her work. So regardless, this year is one where there's a lot of things that she wants to do, and it will require a lot of work to get all those things done, and also organizing herself properly to make sure everything gets done correctly and in a pacing that she can handle. And at the end of the day, or at the end of this year maybe, well actually, I don't think it's gonna be like towards the end of this year. It might be during Libra season, since we have it in the group prediction as well, which is mid-September to mid-October. She might just show off, like, this is what I have, this is what I've been doing, or it just, the product just comes out, whatever it is that she's working on. But yeah, she's bulldozing, you know. So it seems like for 2025, Unha is in an energy where nothing can stop her because she's just moving forward. But let's go on to the next person, which is Juju. So what's in store for Juju's career? We have Alliance and Luck. So these two cards show a little bit of what we saw in the Strength card. One of the most fortunate things that Juju will experience this 2025 will be her relationships, the people that support her and care for her, the people that are on her side. She's going to feel very lucky or very fortunate as well with a new relationship that she will harvest this year. There's this sense as well of maybe she has a very loyal pet. I don't even know if Juju has pets, but if she does, she will feel very loved and cared by that pet as well. Also, there's a sense of loyalty and protection. We saw that the group prediction talked about the importance of socializing and having strong networks, and one of the people that will benefit the most from it so far that we've seen is Juju, or at least she will not take it for granted, and if not, she will realize the importance of it in such a way that she will feel lucky and abundant with the relationships that she has. There's also this sense of like maybe by interacting with people, Juju will realize that she's not on her own, or she will realize that if there's something that she always wanted, she will have found it in her community, in her support system, in her network, maybe in her close friend group or close family group as well. Now, I said a family group because I'm not too sure if I mean just her family or if I mean people that she sees as family. I guess it could be both. It doesn't have to be either or, right? So yeah, these two cards just shows that this year for Juju's career, she will benefit a lot from that network of people she can rely on, and she may earn a lot of money from that network. So maybe the people that she socializes with give her opportunities that she could take advantage of and succeed in. And I think that these opportunities are offered to her from a very blissful heart, were the words that came up. But what I mean is like someone offers these opportunities to her with her best interest at heart, and because of that she will succeed in those endeavors, she will succeed in those projects. It's like someone is like, I want to offer you this opportunity because I think it works for you, and it does work for her because it was meant for her. I guess it's because it was given to her with her in mind. So all that I'm saying is that it has a lot of positivity, and that's why things just work, which is something that we kind of talked earlier in the current energy with all of that Leo energy and strength. Yeah, now let's go on to the next person, which is Shinbi. So what's in store for Shinbi's career this 2025? We have Vow. I want just one more card to clarify what this Vow is about. Sure, that's fine. Good news, okay. And external love. So remember how I talked earlier about romance? Well, maybe Shinbi is one of those people that could be kind of hinting at love and romance. With a Vow, I usually see that as a promise card, even though there is a promise card in this deck. But I see the Vow as in like maybe talking to a higher power, maybe to like ancestors, a spirit guide, or a higher self. Is like connected to that energy and going like, okay, send me your blessings so like that I can accomplish X, Y, and Z in life. Or there's a sense of like, you know, maybe I'm even seeing it as like New Year's resolutions. Like maybe Shinbi told herself, this year I'm going to accomplish this. This year I'm finally going to do this. And whatever that is, the good news is that she will accomplish that. And if she is asking for love, then she will definitely find romance this year. Or she will definitely find someone that is meant to stay for the long run. Someone that is like an established partner with this external love. Oh my god, I said external, but it says eternal love. I guess what I'm trying to say with my... How do you say that? Well, since I said it wrong, there is a chance that whatever romance Shinbi encounters this year, it will be shown to other people. So it will come to the surface, it will become public, and I do feel that people will take it well because we have good news. So yes, it's good news for her, but if things work out, it's even better news, right? Like, it's just completely positive. That's what I'm getting at. So who knows? Seeing this energy here, what this could be as well is like this year Shinbi will accomplish something that she has always wanted since she was a kid. Maybe something that she's always prayed for or something that she's always wanted, so she has always asked for it. This year she will finally accomplish it, and I think people will know about it because she might write about it in social media, or she may communicate it to other people and be like, I've always wanted this and it finally happened. I don't know if it's public to everyone what it is that she has wanted, or if she will just tell everyone after it happens. So what I mean is like if she had a goal like 10 years ago of like I'm going to do this, then of course people already know, and when it happens people will know, oh, her dream came true. But if it's something that she hasn't talked about, after it happens she'll be like, yeah, I've always wanted this. So all I'm saying is that people will know when it happens, and it's gonna happen this year, of course. Okay, next person we have Umji. So what's in store for Umji's career this 2025? We have gift and family. The first thing that came up is like a new family member. So I don't know if that would be like a pet, a niece, a nephew, a cousin. So I don't know if, or maybe a younger sibling. Who knows? But with these two cards, with the gift and family, there's this sense of like, you know what we talked about earlier with Juju, that is like she notices her support system and she becomes very grateful for it. With Umji is something similar as well. Is like she notices that the treasure, one of the treasures of life is family, you know, a loyal support system, one that looks out for her and takes care of her whenever she feels weak, vulnerable, or lost. There is a sense of she will be gifted with the fulfillment of love. Those words are coming up, but what I'm feeling here is like she will notice how much she's loved, how much she's cared for, and that she has a family that she can truly rely on. So I don't know if this is her blood related family or just very close people, or people within her close circles that she sees as family, even though they're not related by blood. So regardless of how this manifests, she will just know that she's cared for, that she's supported, and that's something that will help her this 2025 with her career, because she will be in such a positive energy. As we talked earlier in the current energy for the group, is like when you're in such a positive energy, it doesn't matter what type of obstacle or conflict you encounter, it's easier to go through it because you don't feel it like it is a burden, and instead you just see it as part of the course, and you just see it like that's just part of the journey. We'll figure out a solution. There's no need to make this problem bigger than what it is, or to just give up. So for Umji this year, she's just going to realize what she treasures. She's going to get a lot of blessings, and she's going to, with the gift card, that just makes me think that she is going to see a lot of she's gonna check out a lot of things from her bucket list were the words that came up. But I was just going to say that if there's anything that she asks for, like I want this, I want that, she's going to notice that there's people out there that will help her accomplish those things or get those things that she wants. So yeah, family could be very important and very significant for her this 2025. Now, with all of that said, let's jump into the very last question of this reading, which is any advice or healing messages for all of GFRIEND. So we have a new moon with a new start is coming. So a new start, a new chapter, a new beginning, starting a new path, a new journey potentially. It's like the beginning of something new. But yeah, I mean, this card actually with a new beginning just made me think of something about like, don't be afraid of starting fresh. Don't be afraid of starting new things. So the group is already in a very positive energy, so I do feel that this is just giving them the advice or the confirmation, maybe even the reassurance that what they're doing right now is totally fine, it's okay, and they will succeed. There is this sense of everything is perfect, even if it doesn't feel that great. So that makes me think of like the, you know, divine timing, so everything's in the perfect place, the perfect time. I don't know, because let me tell you what. So I'm recording in the kitchen, and in the distance I just saw the lettuce just sitting out, and it looked so pretty, so nice, so round, so green, in such a way that I was like, or wait, maybe I should call it a cabbage, in such a way that I was like, perfect. That is, just looks nice. Maybe we'll take a picture and be like, see, this is what I saw. Anyway, but for the group, it feels like they're gonna be, a new beginning makes this feeling of feeling refreshed, energetic, and filled with vitality, as we talked about earlier with that Leo energy. It's like a new beginning is one where you can take all the risk in the world because there's nothing to lose as well. So something about not being afraid of starting new things. But the other card that we have is South Node with Don't Let the Past Hold You Back. We have Watching Crest in the Moon with Have Faith in Your Dreams. And we have New Moon in Capricorn with Your Hard Work is Paying Off. Now, with Don't Let the Past Hold You Back with the South Node, it just shows that there's nothing to be afraid of. If things did not work out in the past, it doesn't mean that the same outcome is going to happen again this time around. It's like, there's something they wanted to do. Right now is a good time to try again. Right now is a good time to start fresh. So if there's something that didn't work out in the past and they didn't like how they went about it, it's okay to kind of try a whole different approach, even though it's the same goal, or have the same approach, because the outcome will be different regardless. There's something along those lines of like, don't be afraid of doing things the way that you want to do them. Just push forward or just move forward. So again, if there's some fear, limiting beliefs, or just things didn't work out before that is holding them back, is like, the advice here is to just push forward, because the energy is different, the timing is different. So if things didn't work out before, things might work out this time. So yeah, something about like maybe revisiting something with a different mindset, that could be helpful for the group. Especially with this Watching Moon with Have Faith in Your Dreams, it just kind of shows that if there's something that they wanted, it's going to come true, everything will be okay, so they might as well just go for it. There is a sense of like not giving up on their goals, their dreams, their aspirations. If anything, it's kind of like Jetting got this whole idea of like daydreaming and visualizing the future. That's something the whole group should go through, or like the whole group should practice, or just, I guess, think about. It's like whatever they dream about, it's not too big or impossible to happen. It's going to happen. Maybe at the moment they don't see how they can go from point A to point B, but the card here of Have Faith in Your Dreams, it seems to be like highlighting that things are going to work out for them. They just have to try. They just have to go for it. They just have to take that risk of trying or attempting. It's kind of like a spark of new energy. It's like, take advantage of it and just see where it takes you. Something along those lines. Anyway, but the very last card that we have right here is a new moon in Capricorn with Your Hard Work is Paying Off. So again, a new moon talks about a new beginning, which is something that we have consistently gotten, which is what we have gotten for the whole group. But yeah, the Capricorn energy just shows that whatever long-term goals they have, if they set themselves new goals this year, they're going to notice that they will accomplish them. Even if it takes a lot of time and effort, they will reach those goals, because Capricorn is very good at like planning for the future, like having hindsight, having a long-term vision, a bigger picture vision as well. Is like, this is the big goal, and this is what I have to do to accomplish that goal or to reach it. Is like, Capricorn is very good at planning and organizing themselves to accomplish those bigger aspirations that they have in life. Now, your hard work is paying off. It also shows that they're going to start seeing signs this year that whatever it is that they want to do, or whatever it is that they promise themselves to accomplish, they're going to notice that there's little either opportunities or promises, or maybe just the environment that they're in. They're going to notice that they're getting the signs that give them the reassurance that things are going to work out for them, or that they're one step closer to their goals, whatever that could be. So again, this Capricorn energy is saying that, for giving them, maybe not the advice, but like kind of like saying, like confirming to them that this year they will definitely encounter situations or just moments where they can like reflect and notice, oh, I am getting closer to a goal that I had in mind. Or they are going to notice, like, oh, this goal that I set for myself 5 years ago, I'm almost about to accomplish it. Like, I'm almost there. So there's this sense of like one of the new beginnings that they're encountering is one where they're noticing that their hard work is paying off or has paid off. Or they're also going to notice that that everything is putting itself in such a way that they're going to see the pieces go into place and realize, oh, I am set for success. I am ready for the goal that I had in mind to become a reality. And what I mean by ready here is like they're going to notice, oh, I finally have the resources, the people, or the time to make something happen. So they're going to notice how things are kind of like setting themselves into the right place and making themselves very obvious to the group in such a way that it's like, yes, everything is, or the energy or the people, everything is in such a way that they just will have the reassurance that they are on the right path, or the reassurance that whatever goal they have will come true. So the advice here is to not be discouraged, to take risks, and to enjoy or understand the beauty of starting new or starting over or to start fresh. There's like the, I guess, the positive, and I'm kind of seeing a rainbow in the distance. I think it's the glare of the light on like the glass on, like, because I have my glasses on, so I don't know if that's what I'm seeing. But anyway, so putting that rainbow to the side is like the, what I'm talking about right now is the positive message of the Tower card in tarot. The Tower card is all about destroying everything that is set on a weak foundation in order to rebuild everything with a different mindset on a more established and stable foundation. Something that is meant to be long lasting and secure. But before you can reach that point, you have to get rid of anything that is taking up unnecessary space. And that's kind of what the Tower is about. So the Tower is not a card that feels very good when you're going through it, but it's definitely a card that gets rid of any unnecessary burdens that someone may carry, and also unnecessary energy that we could have that gets in the way, or it's taking up so much space that we don't have room for a new beginning or for blessings to come our way. Anyway, I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it or learned from it. This reading was filled with a lot of positivity, so I'm very happy for GFRIEND. As I talked about in the intro, I was going to obviously do a reading for BBs, but when I saw that GFRIEND got together and took out a song and was just celebrating their 10 years as a group, I was like, I think I want to do one for all of them. And that's why I did GFRIEND. When I said all of them, I meant like the individual career stuff, just to see how everyone's going to do. And that's why I was like, well, BBs is like half of the group, and why not do the whole group? So here we are. We have a reading for all of GFRIEND. So hopefully they're all doing well. Hopefully everything turns out well for the whole group. The only one that I'm slightly concerned for is someone with that Revelry card, because I don't know how literally we should take that. But aside from that, I think everyone's going to do very well. We did get legal stuff with Unha, so I don't think that's anything negative. And even if it comes from a negative place, it will end up in her favor, so things should be fine. So let's say there was like a car accident, or maybe some legal disputes, land issues, I don't know. Whatever legal proceedings have to go through that maybe at the time it could seem very serious, things are going to turn out well for Unha if we want to think of like the worst case scenario with the cards that we got. But putting all of that aside, thank you so much for all the love and support you have shown me and the channel. Make sure that you listen to GFRIEND's song. I don't know if it's a new song or not, but it's a good one. Really brought us back to like old GFRIEND, which I kind of miss. But it's nice to see them together now, and hopefully everyone does well on their own as well. So yes, I'll leave the reading here. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.